Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Wrestling, your August 24th, 2018 episode. And let's begin. This week, of course, the SummerSlam fallout, and it just seems that this week, more than usual, there's been a lot of polarization, if you want to call it, a lot of indecisiveness. Many of the angles were not perceived clearly or perceived differently by the fans. This is a good example. We'll get to the Shills in a minute. But the story we've been told is Becky has had to fight and struggle to earn an opportunity at the title. Charlotte was just handed an opportunity and took the moment away from her best friend. Becky is right and justified in everything she says, and is in no way a bad person. Okay, no way the bad person. Okay, very good. Listen, it's wrestling is subjective. Sometimes the angles are a little vague. The story is a little vague. The clues are a little vague. It's a way for WWE sometimes to test the audience, and they'll build off the reaction in the following show and the following weeks. But this is Becky finally turned. She didn't turn on. Maybe she didn't turn on Charlotte. She was frustrated at losing the match and seeing Charlotte win the title. But here's Brian James, Road Dogg. That's not the story you were told. That's the story you wanted to hear. She had to do the exact same thing as Charlotte did. Beat Carmella. They both climbed the exact same mountain. Now he's just giving a vague answer. Again, see, he's making it very vague, so the audience could interpret. But according to him, he's saying that's not the story that they were telling. That Charlotte was just handed an opportunity, which I don't agree. This Charlotte constantly winning belts. It's clear what they're gonna do. They're gonna make her tie her father's record as the women's champion. And listen, at least she's somewhat talent. She is talented, very talented and deserving. But this is going to be she's going to be the Cena and the Reigns of the women's division. She's going to be viewed and perceived as being force fed down the fans' throats and always winning and taking opportunities away from other favorite female performers. And here's another tweet. Becky was an inspirational underdog who had everyone behind her and whose friend undercut that opportunity she earned. Her being frustrated makes sense. But her suddenly turning into a villain while the undercutting friend plays the victim does not. Again, they did not say that Becky is a villain. She's just merely frustrated. Of course, if she starts getting booed more often, yeah, then they'll have to make a heel. But here's Road Dogg. I don't think he's shilling here. He's actually being quite engaging. I think this is his way of interacting with the fans on social media and getting a real time perspective. He says, "Well, I see it differently. If you need to be right to be happy, I give up." You're right. Okay, well, he's saying that he can't convince them of what they perceive, but he shouldn't say I give up. You're right. It's sort of a little passive aggressive. How did the friend do anything wrong though? She was given the same exact opportunity and she took it. I get it. You and Becky's character wanted Becky to win. Yes, maybe, but did the Road Dogg ever take a mathematics class?
One with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and two-thirds chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice.
And there you have it. That's what the fans perceive. Becky's chances of winning went drastically down because Charlotte was inserted. She arguably skipped ahead of the line. And speaking of skipping ahead of the line, yes, it's always Roman Reigns. All roads lead to Roman, and the Shield reunited again. This is the third time. Built in a day. How the Shield can save WWE's Roman Reigns era. Of course, that's a pun on Rome wasn't built in a day. And reading this, I think that's what drives that wacko Vince McMahon to keep trying to come up and pull out every booking trick in the book to get Roman over. And most of these websites, wrestling-related websites or wrestling articles, they're not really credible. These are just fans who are journalists, or they post to me, and this is their opinion. So, but it's interesting to read. Lesnar was a megastar in the era when WWE was looking for one, and the theory was that he could help legitimize the younger generation of wrestlers who could take the mantle from him. Lesnar proved to be less of a transitional champion and more of a transactional one. When was he ever promoted as a transitional champion? Yeah, we knew eventually Roman was going to be the one to beat him, but what transitional champion is when it happens when you only hold the title for less than a month. And again, people just can't understand. There was a crass move by both sides. Lesnar worked minimal dates and WWE paid him lots of money for it. Why is everybody so salty about how much Brock Lesnar makes and how he works minimal dates? Do you when you watch the Avengers movie, do you count the time? Do you record the time that Robert Downey Jr. is in the scenes versus compared to all the other actors? When did wrestlers start getting paid by the hour? Oh my God! Meanwhile, the rest of the roster wrestled in his faint shadow, unable to challenge him in his absence or benefit from his credibility. But hey, Lesnar was fun when he showed up. Well, the latter is the only true thing. Again, the wrestlers were unable to challenge him in his absence. Well, who's to blame for that? Who got most of the title shots? Who wrestled Lesnar almost every main event? It was Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, sometimes together. And this notion that now that the title is back on Raw and is going to get defended every week, that's an even bigger joke. He's going to beat, who's going to beat Roman Reigns? And now, especially with the Shield, who's going to beat Roman Reigns? Then what are they going to do? They're going to do another copy-paste open challenge. He's the fighting champion. He's going to he's going to beat every new person every week under the guise that, they're going to get the rub off him. Really? What rub did Finn Balor get last week? Out of Roman's own mouth. He said, he's going to lose, and he's going to go back to the line. Great. Another guy who didn't have an opportunity. Oh my God. Brock was a star. Yeah, it was fun when he showed up. Yes, we know this. But now, he's gone. Now all the excuses are gone. And now, it's only going to be a matter of time before some of these fans who have been fooled by Vince McMahon, and like I said last week, he settled all family business week. He tricked, manipulated, and patched every hole in the storyline and kept the booing to a minimum. I mean, it's crazy. And speaking of booking, what makes wrestling? What's the luster with wrestling? Oh, booking. If booking was the end all, how do you explain John Cena and Roman Reigns? Oh, now before we go on, I don't mean to put anyone down, but really, I don't know how people perceive what their visual is when they read posts on Facebook and other areas of social media. I simply created this post. Heyman was asked, can you read? I tell people read slow, and usually I keep the lines at least four. I don't go more. I try not to go more than 5 words, just because it's proven people can read and take in the information better. So here's a note. Heyman was asked to pick from Brock Lesnar or CM Punk's time as the top star in the company, and Heyman immediately said Lesnar. Again, this is how you really. It's this is sad. It's sad when people can't really understand. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say it's when it comes to wrestling, because it's all over social media. I see it numerous times every day, everywhere, especially on Facebook, with memes and posts, and now the social the news medias. That's every article and website that they do. They use a sensationalized headline, vagueness in the first two paragraphs, and they hide the truth in the ending. But it's been proven less than 10% actually read the whole article and get to the end. And out of that 10%, how many actually understand? Again, Heyman was asked during a radio show to pick from Brock Lesnar or CM Punk's time as the top star in the company, meaning CM Punk's run in 2011 to 2012 and Brock Lesnar's run now, the last 2 years. He responded immediately, and when he was asked why, he said, what was the stock when CM Punk was champion? What's the stock now? And he's just he made a quick comparison as to not disparage either performer or either era or any performers involved in this. He says, I have news for everybody. I know this will come as a shock. I know this is the type of news fans hate to hear. Paul, if only you fucking knew. Not only hate to hear, they get triggered and just lose sight. I bet this is what happens. They read, Heyman was asked to pick from Brock Lesnar or CM Punk's time as champion, Heyman and Center, and that's it. That's it. They I don't know, maybe they get stars in their eyes, they get lightheaded, and then they immediately go and comment, blabbing, and nothing. It's a business. It's a business. Yes, it is a business. But these people, listen, most of them don't even realize it's a TV show. So the stock when CM Punk was champion was what? $19, $20, $21. The stock is now at $80, $8 per share. So he's just saying that he's just making a comparison, and he's right. He is not lying. With Brock Lesnar as the champion of the company for almost 2 years, the stock rose. WWE signed 2 $1 billion network deals from 2 different networks. Oh, what about AJ? What about this? He says, who was the main event at WrestleMania? Who's the main event at SummerSlam? Who's the most featured performer? Who's on all the billboards? Well, actually, it's Roman Reigns, but who's on all the posters? And Brock, too. Whenever he shows up, he gets the major pay-per-views. Brock is on he main events the major pay-per-views, and he is the Universal Champion. Again, oh, it's this guy's not in the main event. Oh, the champion should be in the main event. So which one is it? If the champion is not in the main event, the champion is not as good or is not perceived as valuable. So right now, who right now has an advocate speaking for him on WFN? Brock Lesnar's stock's at 80. Obviously something is being done that is correct. Again, this is reality. Whether you like WWE, whether you think WWE is good, it's okay. You used to watch it. You want to watch it. You're rooting for it. You like NXT better. You like Ring of Honor. You watch New Japan. Whatever you think, he's stating fact. He is stating fact. Here we go. Buckle up. Now Brock's stock went down and will fall further after he gets his ass whooped at UFC later this year. If you don't have Arnie's, that he's done. Okay, he's off the roids, and what he's gonna lose? Well, that's UFC. UFC's pretty much 50-50, and his stock's not gonna go down. It's UFC. And you think what do you think he's gonna return to WWE a month after losing to UFC? No, they're gonna probably hold him off for a while and make people forget about it. And people do forget about it. Believe me, wrestling fans have short memories. It's not like what James asserts that wrestling fans have long memories. If they did, they wouldn't fall for these tricks like the Shield Reunion 3. His popularity had more to do with UFC, not WWE. Besides, WWE Universe disliked him for not live TV and not defending his title TV. Yes, that's the storyline. And again, like I said, the fans fell for it because Vince McMahon told them that. Comparing Brock Lesnar to CM Punk isn't a fair comparison. You're damn right. Punk had the potential to be transcendent. WWE killed his momentum and made sure to always keep him in the 1B or 1A, 1C spots. What was Brock Lesnar? Was Brock? I thought you said let's not fool ourselves that it's Roman Reigns who's the company man. See, contradictions. And listen, I don't mean to point these out, but listen, I do this really. I really don't give a fuck. I do this to sharpen my argument skills and logic skills. These are contradictions. You contradict yourself almost every comment because you do that when it suits you, when it suits your beliefs. Okay, and you can have your beliefs, but that doesn't mean they're right. Brock at time was presented as the most dominant man in the industry. No, he was always presented as a dominant man in the industry, and he still is. And again, he's just comparing the success. Was Brock Lesnar around during CM Punk's run? No. So again, you're not being logical. Oh, but Jimmy, the stock, ha ha ha. As a part-time incarnate, his 5 appearances a year had anything to do with it. Like Danny Barnes. So I thought we were going for quality over quantity, right? See again, contradictions. They have stated, that the Tampon Club, they go for quantity over quality. Oh, and the Breakfast Club, they go for quality over quantity. But no, see again, Brock Lesnar doesn't have to make an appearance every week or 10 times a year. He's a special attraction. Do you think Andre the Giant had anything to do with the success of WWF in the 80s? The Hulk Hogan, you would be lucky if he did a promo once a month or he did a segment once a month on TV in the 80s. He only started appearing on TV when they would have Saturday Night's Main Event 3 times a year. But it's just the bias. I could care less if both guys were presented to be equally as important and were allowed to achieve an equal playing field, and I would say a comparison could happen. There is no comparison to booking both guys. Again, what the hell? Where this falls off? And then, of course, when they have nothing, there is no argument, and they're just then they go after me. And I know Frank hates the word booking, but no matter how much he hates it, it still matters. First of all, I don't like that word booking because I think it's being used wrong. Okay. Here's the definitions. A booker is the person who runs the wrestling organization in terms of what talents they use and how they use them. This would be Vince McMahon and Triple H and Stephanie. The booker would decide who wrestles who and who wins, and with that, ultimately determining who they are going to use as their star workers. With larger organization, it is often more than one person. Example, Paul Heyman, Tommy Dreamer did most of the booking in ECW. Yeah, in WWE, we've seen has been over the last almost 15 years. It's been John Cena, and now Roman Reigns is the top guy, and then they have the opponents who they work with in the main events at pay-per-views. Who wins, and which wrestlers they decide to use on TV. That's why I don't like the booking, and they'll tell you. They don't care about. They've actually written this. They've replied to me when I provide the actual definitions. They say, I don't care about your definitions. Well, then fuck off. Suck a cock. Your this is the official definitions, and it's not just on this page. I could go and give you 10 pages to give you the same definition. It's not what you believe is the definition, but again, they're know-it-alls. You can't tell them anything, but they'll repeat the same arguments and the same complaints every day, twice a day, 2 times a day, every day, every week, every month, and every year. For years. Maybe this might be a better definition. Push. When a wrestler is being elevated to a higher spot on television or into major matches, he's been saying to get a push. Or when they're being scaled down, it's the push. We'll get to this argument more. So guys like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Nakamura, and all the international superstars, did it affect the stock? Oh yeah, all those three, and especially the international stars affected the stock. Oh yeah, they moved the ticker up. It was a bonanza on Wall Street. Yeah, those three, they really are such a draw. I mean, look at where they took TNA, Ring of Honor. I mean, it's through the roof. Still, these people still don't get it. All of you don't get it. We on this page especially, we are the 10% hardcore or die-hard wrestling fans. You're on a wrestling page on Facebook, social media, and we comment almost every day, if not every week. Just look at all the members on this page. There's what, 265? How many are active? How many participate? How many participate regularly? The problem is you view wrestling and think about wrestling, and you think everybody else does. No, we're less than 10%. Most people are, when they say casual, average fans, are people who watch wrestling occasionally. They have watched it when they go over their friend's house once in a while, or when it's on TV and they have nothing to do. They just watch it for a few minutes and then they skip channels. Or some people haven't watched it in years. They ask about it, though, what's happening. Or then you have people who just go along for the ride. Let's go to WWE SummerSlam in Brooklyn this week. And they go with a group of five, a family of five, and three of them don't know what the hell is going on. And one of them is okay with knowledge. But you got to get your head out of the water, out of the wrestling bubble pond. Not most people don't care and don't follow it and don't pay attention to it like we do. And look, even the less than 10%, we debate. We have different views. We have different theories. We have different conflicts and who and what's going on. That's what wrestling is. Wrestling, someone's always going to complain. It's a TV show with ever-changing, different, numerous, and various characters, and changing. Sometimes many of those characters will only last through 2-3 years, and all the wrestlers and performers are put in different scenarios, different simulations. But I'm the bad guy. I lost it. That is cockeyed mentality, but only the mentally retarded believe. No, it's not about mentally retarded or who's smart. It's fact. Do I have to pull up the article where the Fox SmackDown $1 billion deal? Fox became heavily interested when Ronda Rousey signed and debuted with WWE. It's on record. Go look it up. I know, but you can't go look it up because you're just You got too much to do today. You're too busy. You don't have enough time. You serious? I work all day, but you can comment all day. And again, the internet is a double-edged sword. It's so useful for information. All you have to do is type in your question, and there'll be hundreds and thousands of options and articles, information, and then you can go on YouTube, and there's videos and to explain something. But it's just what I think, what I believe. I'm right, and everybody else is wrong. Jimmy thinks he's anti-Cena, anti-Reigns, the company guys, so he'll support his favorite wrestlers, and that's great. That's great. That's awesome. But again, contradiction. How many times since 2015 has Jimmy stopped watching? 2, 3 times? Oh no, this is the last time, I swear. This is it. You sound like an alcoholic. This is my last drink. And you're drinking on the sneak tip. You're buying merch. Oh, just listen to this. Supposedly he won't watch on TV, so they won't get his ratings. He doesn't subscribe to the network. $9.99, $10.99 a month now. Oh yeah, they stuck that in there. You didn't realize it, right? But that's okay. It's still a great deal if you're a big wrestling fan. He doesn't watch any of the pay-per-views or any shows on the network because they're not getting my $9.99. But we know you buy merchandise, lots and lots and lots and lots of merchandise. That's your quote. Lots and lots and lots of merchandise. You're not voting with your dollar. What are you voting with your dollars? Oh, I'm going to buy lots of AJ Styles merch, so that'll tell WWE that to push this guy. No, where have you been? Again, wrestlers have fans have long memories. Did you forget this quote? John Cena is the main event. That man feeds us all. Quote Vince McMahon during a production meeting. What do you have for John? And that's it. Because that man feeds all. He brings in revenue. Yeah. Is he fucking trash? Yes. Is he hot garbage? Yes. Is he a phony motherfucker? Yes. Do 70% of the audience reject him? Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of fake fans. A lot of fake fans. And we're seeing a lot of fake fans now with Roman Reigns. Right? How do you go from booing him and going apeshit at the prospect of him losing his title, and then within 90 seconds later, they cheer for Roman Reigns to powerbombing that same opponent that was just about to beat him? Why? Because they put his former faction members again with him. Did he learn from the last time? The last 2-3 times? And I say that because the Shield reunion last year. What about when Dean Ambrose was his Boo Shield in early 2016? And then what happened before the Shield reunited last year? It was Seth Rollins teaming up because they don't figure. They know the fans are gullible. Will put a Shield member, and that way they went boo. Last year that stopped towards the end. That stopped working when Dean Ambrose got injured, and then of course they put Kurt Angle and Triple H and Jason Jordan as a thing. Yes, that was during the 2011-2012 year. Punk's run. Remember, Punk? WWE did tell us it was the dirt sheets. Oh, if someone could beat Cena in the merch, they'll take his spot away from him. No, because WWE fears, and they're right, that the Punk run is only a trend, and only once they take away the title from him and don't feature him in the main event, the fans, like you and everybody else, are gonna get sour and give up on him. Yes, there's no doubt the politics was played with Punk. turning him heel in the middle of his face run. And yes, at the end, he lost to all the stars. At least he was a glorified jobber, if you want to call it. He was in the. But John Cena, they know, is long term. They invested in John Cena. It's a business. It's a TV show. You might not like it. I might not like it. But he has. Listen, if he didn't make money for them, they wouldn't keep him. Trust me. Those green bills are all they care about. That's all. The only reason why they do this is for money, not for your entertainment. Yeah, they want to entertain you, but trust me, it's all about money. Nobody does it for free. That's why I hate when people talk about Brock Lesnar making a lot of money for less appearances. Who cares? These are quotes from previous. Business was down when Diesel with Diesel as champion. In '95, they said with Diesel as champion, the business was going down. The champion / top guy is the umbrella. He puts everyone on his back, and he feeds everyone. With Stone Cold Austin, business was booming. Stone Cold said, everybody's going to eat. I'm going to make everybody eat. Those Austin 316 shirts are licensed to print money. And that's how they view it now. Even though it might not be the same thing with Cena and Reigns compared to those top guys of yesteryear. That's just the way it is. And nothing is going to change. The only way it's going to change is when their profits starts dipping significantly. Forget the ratings and this. When the subscriptions subscription numbers go stale or start dropping, when the arena crowds stop being sellouts and they don't sell as much merchandise, and there's a noticeable difference in the revenue, and their correlation will be, well, it's got to be the champion, the guy we feature. Let's change it. This is nothing new. And again, how many facts and direct quotes are you providing? I provide facts, direct quotes, and I get laughed at. I'm the crazy one. No. You know, yeah, I'll show you. Here, this is the perfect example. Centuries ago, when the white man, the European man, would discover or find new lands with tribal people who were not as technologically advanced as them, who probably never saw other people besides them in their whole lives, those people would think, would perceive these European settlers as devils or aliens. When they would try to give them gifts and medicine, they would reject it. You tell somebody the earth is round, they would put you to death. When you told somebody that the earth wasn't the center of the universe, they'd put you to death. That's what this is. I'm crazy. I lost my mind. But back to the main topic at hand with the booking. This is a quote from James. I've been debunking Frank's bullshit for months. He gets so mad over the word booking. It makes or breaks guys. The fuck you want to know, JJF? Okay. So here, I was trying to prove you wrong. Again, you're a walking, talking, breathing contradiction. Only when it fits your narrative, only when it fits your belief, and only when it fits, above all, your fantasies. So I said, again, remember at the beginning of the episode, people can't read. So I said, so please, Jimmy or Lobo or anyone, explain to the page what top, incredible, perfect booking has done for these two. Right? This is in response to the quote. Booking makes or breaks guys, right? So by your statement, booking is responsible for someone's success or failures, right? That's what you wrote, not me. Make, and you capitalized it. It makes or breaks guys. Again, but people can't read. They don't know what the fuck they're writing. I think they're commenting so much in between work, or whatever the fuck they're doing. They don't even know what they're saying. So I said, explain to the page and me what and how top, incredible, perfect booking has done and did for these two, and that's Cena and Reigns, right? The two company golden boys, Cena booking, Reigns booking, 15 years. This is ridiculous. We never defended their bookings. Cena should have turned heel and put over new talent or younger talent like Miz is doing. Roman should just turn heel, okay? Like Jimmy. Okay, that's not answering the question. You're not answering the question. Again, the question is, what did top, incredible, perfect booking do and has done for these two? Okay, we all agree they have gotten pushed, protected, like nothing we've ever seen, to a point where WWE tries to warp reality and manipulate the fans. Vince should have gotten involved with the authority angle a long time ago. What the fuck? Again, attempt number 2. And have Roman as his poster boy. Yes, I agree. I agree with this. I said it. Roman should have been the one to have betrayed the Shield. But that is not answering the question. No. That's not the question. I know you have some language barrier. English as a second language. I said, and James said, it makes or break, guys. Read slow and think before you type. It's like, I should have just said, type fast and just don't even think about it. The fuck? First of all, Jimmy made that comment because you refused to listen. So he threw a shot at you. He didn't throw a shot at me. He made a statement. Meaning you act like you were born yesterday and don't know what the fuck is going on. You just wrote it in a formal question as if they had bookings in which we were behind. Again, who are you?
Internet fucking nerds. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck are you?
Again, as I said earlier, we are the 10% hardcore fans. And again, less than 10%, and even we don't agree on certain things. Who are you? You were behind the bookings. Well, that's not what we're talking about. Oh my God! And then this is everybody sees it in the media, on social media, the left and the right. The left always, when they don't have an argument, they immediately start saying racist, homophobe, blah blah blah, sexist, crazy, and this is what they're up to. We don't even know if you wrote sarcasm, trolling, or speaking to an infant. Yeah, I think I am, and no, I wish I was. I wish I was being sarcastic and trolling. It's like we go over and over on the subject, giving the answers, but still refuse to pick up. You haven't fucking picked. You haven't answered one. You haven't answered my question yet, and this is still. Because I imagine Frank said he's always got to be right and leave the room with his head up high. No, I asked a question. Explain to me. The question. The booking makes or breaks, guys. Okay. If that's true, explain Roman Reigns and John Cena, who have gotten great, perfect, impeccable booking. Again, protected. Again, didn't answer my question. Because you can't. Because you don't know how to. Because you know. Troll, I figured. Ha ha ha. Dude. It really proves nothing. Even if Jimmy and I explain to you, you still accept it. Explain what? I'm still waiting for the fucking answer. Attempt number 6, fail. You still haven't answered the question. And then this guy, Danny, chimes in. I see him on politics, commenting on politics. He gets it. He gets politics. But for this, I don't know. Maybe social media. We have to have a live discussion. These guys weren't booked correctly either. Overpushed, portrayed in the wrong way. What else do you need to know? Okay, so now you're saying that even good booking is not, even good booking, golden booking is bad booking. So then who's booked correctly then? What is good booking? See, this is where we fall into this quagmire. Because you guys don't know what the fuck, to define something. You don't define something. So now, we went from booking makes or breaks guys to now the right, correct booking makes or breaks guys. And again, who's booked correctly then? And look, I'm an infant, right? He replies AJ versus Joe. He replies a match. We're talking about individuals. Oh my God, AJ has definitely been booked. No, we're talking about individuals, people, individual performers being booked. Jeez, oh boy. And then this call to the bullpen is brought to you from the king of beers, Budweiser, of course, because again they have no answer, don't know how to answer it, because they sense there's a trap in their answer. Because I didn't set the trap, you're setting the trap for yourselves. These guys weren't booked correctly, at least, but being booked like Superman doesn't make it correct. Okay, yeah, but check this out. And 2 likes. Yeah, I bet you read everything. James would like. He would like barbarians if they agree with him about wrestling. And again, I wrote. I wouldn't read it on principle because that's way too long of an answer, and it only required a few sentences. I took the time to give you a well thought out and detailed response, and you fucking dismiss it. Why should anybody fucking respond to it if you're not even going to acknowledge it? You can't even read 2 sentences, not you, but these people can't even read 2 sentences, and you write a Scott Ingram Codex book. No, Frank, you get F because you can't be bothered. I've been waiting. Look at how much time I spent waiting for an answer. I said in the future, try audio video comments for long answer. I did answer the question first by letting you guys know that guys aren't booked properly as you claim, and I elaborated on what properly booked was. So now you're saying you're saying properly booked. So give me the definition of good, proper booking. Because according to you guys, in the last 5-6 years, nobody's been booked correctly. I haven't seen one. According to you guys, and I'm talking about Facebook pages and news wrestling organization, OWN, I haven't seen one person say, "Oh, this guy's been booked really good." And this is the punchline. You can't make this stuff up. Sure, I'll record a video response while I'm online waiting for the court officer physical. I'm sure they appreciate my wrestling talk. Okay, all right. But you got time. You got time to write an essay. Frank, like I told you, the last couple of months you lost it. You listened to podcasts of other wrestlers and you've lost your sense of direction. Stop listening to them. They're in the business. They're going to defend the nonsense that we see clearly, so knock it off. Oh, okay, yeah. Like they don't see it, right? James, do you know what people in the industry, their philosophy is? Always work the marks. Always work the marks, okay? I know that. You're not going to tell me that. But I'm smart enough to filter the work and the shoots. Well, there probably isn't have a shoot, but I've been listening to these podcasts and interviews for almost 7-8 years now. And that's just what I listen to everybody. Everybody. I put together the pieces of what is a truth, common things, and from what I see, I put 2 together. I just need to hear a couple of things, a couple of conversations between them to connect the dots in front of what I've seen and what I do see now. Okay, so I won't listen to them. So who should I listen to? Jeff? Like your friend Jeff? When fans have fans. Or who should I listen to? The 434 meme? A Facebook page? I should listen to them. Like they don't have anything to sell you, right? Oh, okay. And like I said, by the way, that was brought to you by the King of Beers. Always, the guy in the clutch. Stop listening to people in the business because they have the biggest bucks of anyone on the planet. I won't even touch that one. You really think people in the business are going to be brutally honest about things? No, they're not going to tell you the inside scoop. They're not going to disparage anybody. You really think people in the business are going to be brutally honest about things? You really think guys like Bret Hart and Leather Legends were allowed to be honest? That they would talk bad about John Cena as this great beacon of financial success? Oh, you mean like people coming out and talking about Triple H? Oh, Enzo, don't shoot for the stars. Stop trying to change the world. He said that to Cody too. Stop shooting so high. And that's only what we know. things little leaks. Right now, Triple H is more feared than Vince McMahon because Triple H is waiting. Vince's time is winding down. Unbelievable. Yeah, for the record, I only a reason for I think this whole past year, I've only listened to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and now 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff and Conrad, and they're talking about the past, not current. The only thing I like to take away from these podcasts and the stories, I like to listen to why things happened, why things didn't happen, and sometimes somebody got sick. Somebody got pulled because they had to do something else. An angle got delayed. There was no interest in it by the fans. Not because they were sabotaging somebody. And sometimes they do. And that's why I like that show, because Conrad calls out Bruce Pritchard, especially, most of all, he makes fun of him for kissing Triple H's ass. Bruce Pritchard will never say anything bad about Triple H. That I know. But again, he doesn't shill hard. Again, have you still seen these people answering the question? And again, you're crazy, you lost. James, remember a few years ago, Mike S., he accused me of the same thing. Oh, Jimmy brainwashed you. You changed. You're a sheep. You say everything. You repeat everything Jimmy says. It's funny when I don't agree. When I agree or I don't follow popular opinion, I become brainwashed. Somebody always brainwashes me. I must be a stupid dolt. Unbelievable. But surprisingly, Steve did get a couple clutch outs in the ninth. And he did. He said what he answered. He gave the answer that is right to that question. What has booking done? Great booking done for Cena and Reigns. Those guys weren't booked correctly. Being booked like Superman doesn't make it correct. Doesn't make it right, or it doesn't make them over. That's what I'm trying to say. But then you agree that it's the wrestler's talents, abilities, and other tangibles that correlate with getting over. See, that's all you needed. And Thomas agrees with me. Yes, you misunderstand Steve Victor. No, I don't. I didn't misunderstand. I know this. This is when threads go so crazy you can't even follow. But this is. I'm going to end it with this. So great booking, perfect booking. Can't get over Cena and Reigns, the two top guys of the last 15 years. Conversely, on the surface, they have been rejected by 70% of the audience. So, what about guys like Ambrose and Rusev, who are perceived, and yeah, they do get shitty booking, but are still way over? Oh, and that's it. They always have a rational explanation. I hear it in my head before when I ask the question. I hear it in my head before they even. Dean Ambrose isn't nearly as over as he once was, and he's Rusev. Really? You see again? Before you make comments and hit the send button, you should read what you say. I know this is only wrestling, and I'm only sharpening my logic and argument skills. Did you watch Raw the last 2 weeks when Dean Ambrose returned? That arena went apeshit. That was a loud fucking pop. A loud fucking pop. Did you see this Monday when the Shills reunited? That was a loud pop. Rusev, he's just this year he was more over than ever before. Rusev Day, and he wasn't even on fucking TV. He got over on social media. He got himself over on fucking social media, not even being on TV. And guess what? It got him. He got him to get a shot at AJ Styles for the title. He got a title shot. Oh, well, you know he wasn't going to lose. Okay, fine. How many other wrestlers have gotten the shot at a WWE title, right?